She got a whole lot of tricks for keeping you here all night. You guys know the words? Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. But it just don't work on. Gonna get me a mojo man. Gonna go to Louisiana. Gonna get me a mojo man. Gonna have all the girls.
It's something I've wanted to do for a long time, so I figured that this would be a great time to come out here and do it.
I think I knew that I wanted it to be a big part of my life, and I had the goal of working for ATC pretty early on.
I decided to do it, you know, for therapy, for time away from normal life, to sort of think about my future.
This is my second attempt, and then Jessica is joining me.
Yes,
this is her first
my
attempt.
first attempt. Yep. So we'll see how it goes.
The Appalachian Trail stretches from Georgia to Maine, covering 2,175 miles of rugged mountainous terrain. Every year, millions of people come in contact with the trail and are affected by it. Some even have their entire lives shaped by experiences with the trail. I started my journey at the southern terminus of the trail, Springer Mountain in Georgia, looking to capture the many diverse personalities that are affected by these trail encounters. The people in this film comprise just a few of the countless faces of the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, we're doing a marathon, 26 miles to Damascus today. For no real reason, trail days doesn't start for a couple days.
Is Katahdin on that way?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where we go.
We're just, I don't know. We woke up not that early. We're gonna get there pretty late. And you're gonna get to see how miserable we are.
And we're already tired.
Yeah, we're tired from yesterday. And it's raining. It'll probably get worse.
The evening of, what is it, day 3? Day 3 on the trail, February 28th, Sunday, February 28th, 2010. We made camp on top of a mountain. We were up here. It's a little cold, but we pitched tent, got 3.5 miles beyond the shelter that we were gonna go to, and hope to get into Neal's Gap tomorrow. There's some great views, just cooking dinner now. Got the tent pitched for the first time. I hope you saw that right. Wasn't looking too well. But throwing a bear bag, etc. Another good day. Definitely feeling it. Be another good night. And we'll see what happens in the morning.
I would say hiking through about 3-foot snowdrifts is a little different than what I had expected. I expected some snow, but I didn't expect it to last 2 weeks.
It's beautiful out here. Just let's pray for no rain.
That's right. All right, guys, good luck.
All right, we'll see y'all down the trail.
Yeah.
Enjoy your stay. I'll see you blueberry patch. All right, man, I'll see you down the trail.
Best of luck to you.
Come on, buddy. Oh, they're off, fellas.
This year has been, I mean, it's going to be hard for everyone who is hiking, and I know a lot of people have gotten off because of injuries, like knee injuries, and we're battling Jessica's knee injury, and possibly I'm developing a knee injury as well. We're trying to take it really easy and be really sensitive to that?
So in 1994, we took a road trip, and we went from Davenport Gap, just north of the Smokies, to the Pennsylvania line, every place the AT crossed pavement. Didn't find all of them, but found most of them.
I think that as a backpacker, as a thru hiker, living extended periods in the woods, we are very materialistic in the sense that, we have our packs and we have the few things that we carry with us, but that allows us to have a better view on consciousness, how we feel, how we exist.
I never really had any experience on the trail until like this weekend or this week. I think the first time that I can remember actually stepping foot on the trail was yesterday.
This place particularly appealed to me because I could do what I had enjoyed doing for 10 years. It's cooking good food and gardening and offering hospitality to people, particularly the Appalachian Trail people.
This was the closest land between Davenport Gap and the Pennsylvania border that was for sale the given day we came by it. So we bought it over the phone. And then we came down to see what we bought. And then we cut the trees out back, and took us a little over a year to build the stone. And last month, the 16,000th hiker has gone through here. Been doing it for 14 years. Some of the stuff was in English, a lot of it.
We're here to help hikers out. The ferry has been the official crossing since 1936 when the Appalachian Trail came in. There was a pay ferry in the early days to take sportsmen across the river. Then in later days, for liability, the ATC and the National Park Service decided to go with the free ferry service. So this is a traditional route. As far as I know, we are the last human-powered ferry service in the country. So if you want to say you did the entire Appalachian Trail and took the last human-powered ferry service available in the country, this is the place to be.
I would say for me, it's mostly been the mental aspect, learning how to trick yourself, I guess, when you're having a really crappy time into thinking about something else. A popular item for me, for instance, is thinking about food when I'm really bumming out, and I'm feeling really bad. I'm like, okay, well, the next town, I'm gonna treat myself to a huge milkshake, and just kind of set little goals.
North Carolina and Georgia, I don't know where the exact line is, but we're probably divided right down the middle. So this half of my face is in North Carolina, this half of my face is in Georgia. It's pretty awesome. Other than that, I got a nice big blister on one of my toes. Feels great. Still going through some snow and ice, but most of the trails are clear. And it is a lovely day with a high around 60.
I got into it in 2007. Steve Longley hired me on part-time to help him out. Steve had been here for about 20 years. And at the end of 2007, he helped me get the contract with the ATC, and I've been here ever since. So basically, we take the hikers across during our regular hours, make sure nobody has to get wet crossing the river.
So what's up?
Not much. How are you?
How's the field?
The field is great. It is vast and empty, except for barbed wire fences.
Am I about to run into one?
No. You get to the top and it's a big open space. And there were a couple of the thru hikers who were kind of laid out there and, hanging out. And I got to the top and there's a nice breeze blowing through and a 1,000-mile view. In my hike, that was the turning point for me in making this an actual lifestyle and being truly out here, and everything else didn't matter, but it was that feeling.
It is the morning of day 14. Yesterday was really, really tough. We were going through 18 inches of snow probably, post-holing every other step. Killed my knee, killed Vicious knees, demoralized pretty much everyone. And now we're in the middle of a rainstorm / sitting in a cloud, whatever the weather forecaster says. It's not really that bad. It's just cold and low visibility, but things are good.
Well, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to protect the trail. When you're out walking it, you have a sense that the Appalachian Trail is this strip of dirt that's maybe 2 or 3 feet wide that goes through some beautiful land. But you can't really have a sense of how much work goes into protecting that land and ensuring that that simple woodland, wildland experience is available.
I wasn't too sure what to expect. I mean, because I've done trail work before, and I've been on a lot of trails all over the country, and so I wasn't really sure what the Appalachian Trail was like, but it wasn't a lot different than a lot of the trails that go through this area. And I mean, we were explaining, and it was a bad winter, like one of the snowiest winters ever, so we knew there was going to be a lot of trees and branches just going right across the trail.
The hike's wicked easy. It's flat and beautiful, and we're definitely doing 26. I wish it was always like this.
It's not always like this. Usually it's like that.
We're doing good.
We have something for a very dear friend of ours who is now celebrating his 10th year of not only running the Hostel, which he's done for about 14 or 15 years. For 10 years, this guy has run the single largest trail maintenance, trail repair. It's our friend Bob Peoples from Kincora Hostel. And he's done this.
Genetically, my family doesn't work for the full deck.
Hey, Bob, get up here.
Would the trail be more difficult for the hiker without maintainers? You bet. But what would the maintainers be maintaining for if there were no hikers? So it's a working together situation, each satisfying the needs of their own personalities.
The relationship in managing this national park is completely unique in the national park system, and as far as I know, anywhere in the world, because our organization, the nonprofit, has the primary role in taking care of the trail. I think in part because of this arrangement that the Appalachian Trail is free to the American public, because volunteers and a nonprofit do most of the work, and the Park Service does contribute funding, but actually most of the funding for the Appalachian Trail comes from the members who support it.
And it's like this wall, this solid wall, and we couldn't even figure out how people were getting around it because we had seen hikers going past us as we were working on another block. And so we got in there with hand saws, and someone like climbed up a little bit onto the slope and cut with the chainsaws from above. But the chainsaws don't work very well on the smaller branches. So then you use like shears. I was the only person with shears, so I was just like running
Loppers?
around. No, they're just hand shears. So the thicker branches didn't work for those. So it was, hand tools were very helpful there.
Middle of day 27, I guess. We were on top of Klingman's Dome, which you probably can't see behind me. There you can see a little bit. All right, that's better. But it was not too bad a climb up here. The last little bit got a little steep, but wonderful views to make up for it. And the first part was a piece of cake.
Time to trail magic. Picture of that. That's cool. That's where we want it.
You become a close-knit community very quickly. You know the people a day ahead of you, a day behind you, and you all take care of each other. You're looking out for each other. If someone gets sick, we know it. If someone gets hurt or anything like that, we all pull together and make sure they're okay.
It's a very caring society. The easiest way I put it is if the so-called civilized world was half as good as the hiker world, we wouldn't have half the problems we have. If I had this hostel in downtown Boston where I grew up, I'd have 12 locks on the door. I don't have any locks. People are out hiking, leaving their gear in there. It's still going to be there when they get back. Nobody's going to steal anything, except toilet paper. But
This trip is not a wilderness experience to the extent as some of the others you could have taken. It's a social experience based in the woods.
Relationships get built like so quickly, and so quickly after you meet these people, are you like wondering how they're doing and like concerned about them, and then you read their registry entry and you're like, oh man, they're doing well, and like then you see them in a town and you're like smile because you're like really happy to see them. That's like one of the most amazing things about this whole experience is the people.
One hiker that I met early on, Cup of Joe, said that you never say goodbye on the trail. And that's true, because you never know when goodbye is. You may be a day ahead of somebody, a day behind them, and then all of a sudden you realize that they're not behind you anymore, or that they got off, or you hear word that they're sick and they're held up in some hostel. Or you run into them a month later after you haven't seen them for a long time.
What makes this trail is all the people that you meet on it, the people who are in your life on the trail. Yeah, it's nice to walk from Springer to Katahdin. That'd be cool. But if you did it alone, 6 months as a hermit?
But try to explain that to somebody that doesn't hike. It's awful hard. Because, you know, aren't the bears going to get you? Do you carry a gun? You know, all the things of what's out in the woods, whether it be two-legged or four-legged animal.
We're having our lunch, Nutri-Grain and Snickers and energy bars.
We've gone about 16 miles, got 10 more to go.
Before 1:30, our record.
We did 16 in 5 hours, that's pretty sweet. I've got a cheeseburger in my head that's keeping me going. I'm gonna eat it when I get there. It's gonna be awesome.
And today turned out really, really nice. The sun's up.
99% of our hikers are really great people, and the other 1% you just write off as being the other 1%, you know? I get 1 or 2 guys a year that usually give me a little bit of trouble for one reason or another, usually their own personal problems, but...
Anyone who's hiked a lot of the trail, you know, long distance, or through hiker, has an immediate bond when they meet someone else who's done the same thing.
People that don't long distance hike don't know what long distance hiking is. Long distance hiking is not an extension of day hiking. Long section hiking or through hiking is about family. Basically your family is 2 days ahead of you and 2 days behind you, and you'll follow them for 5 months, 5.5 months. You become very close with them. People that see long distance hiking figure they're probably rejects from the Hells Angels, or they're homeless derelicts.
Everyone else is hanging bear bags, and I think I'm just gonna throw it in my tent, cross my fingers. Who knows what happens? At least that way, if the bear tries and goes after, I can fight off, instead of just being out of food.
All right, how far have we gone?
We're almost at the Virginia-Tennessee border.
Yeah, almost an hour.
Yep, and then we'll be in Virginia for 500 miles. But, I'm exhausted.
Ooh, can we show our sweet tan lines? Can you catch that on camera? That's how you identify hikers. At least a hiker or poles. Is it visible? It's 2 white lines. And then also sock tan lines.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Show them your sock tan lines.
Want to see something beautiful? Look at that white tan there. Beautiful. And I'm so glad you can smell my body smell right now. So. Out here, you know, all you do is think, and you walk, and you consider, and you get a lot of time to really look at yourself. And being out here and really feeling it and living a lifestyle, I've come to realize that this is something that is a part of me and that I will have and want to pursue for the rest of my life.
I think people learn a lot about self-reliance, the old virtues that are not as easy to practice anymore. Self-reliance and setting a goal and trying to reach it, you know, without a lot of external help. You know, it's not a team effort. It's really always boils down to an individual effort.
Okay, I'm gonna make this a little brief because as you can see, it's very much night out and I'm really, really exhausted. Well, you can't really see that one, but I am. I'm exhausted. Day 71, I went from Mountaineer Shelter to Kincora. This lovely little hostel, lovely. Bob Peoples is the one who runs that, the guy who built Mountaineer Shelter. I stayed at Kincora, zeroed on day 72. It was wonderful. Lots of people, met so many new people, so many new faces, had a ton of fun. So today, I didn't actually wind up getting out until about, I don't know, 4:15. All right, my food's boiling, so I climbed, and it was great. The end. Bye.
For the most part, there's a great office. There's no place I'd rather be working. You get to meet a lot of interesting people and be outdoors all the time.
Just to know that I can go out with whatever's on my back and survive and hike and do something extraordinarily tough that some people only dream of. I mean, it makes you feel like you can do anything. You can do anything in life, which is great. I mean, and that self-assurance, you know, you can't trade that for anything.
I definitely feel that being out here makes a person calm and makes them slow down and really start to understand what it is to exist.
I want to hike the trail before I get too old. But I haven't had much experience with it, so it was nice to get up there.
Every day you meet people that have a slightly different take on the trail. Every person's experience is different and just inspires you in a new and different way. And the volunteers also give you inspiration just by their dedication. And I'm just in awe of them, and I get to work with them every day too. So between the hikers and the volunteers, and also my fellow staff members, there's a lot to keep me going.
This trip has been the best experience I've ever had. And if it can just be that way for the rest of the time, and you know, rain, sleet, snow, hail, it's all part of it.
And just seeing what's left of wild American nature on the East Coast, especially in these mountains, is a very wonderful experience. It's changed people's lives, I think.
I don't think it's a sign.
You think there's another sign, like that way?
Welcome to... Because think about it, if you were coming the other way, if you were a northbounder, I mean a southbounder,
I say we take pictures in front of this one just in case.
I think just continuing to live this way and hang out with the people that I hang out with and do the things I do, I don't think I could ask for anything better.
I wake up, I eat something, I start walking, and then I just start thinking. And for the rest of the day, like 8 hours, I just think and walk, and that's it. And so it's the most pleasant thing. And I mean, I'm missing it really badly right now.
You can read all the books you want. You can, watch the films and talk to through hikers and people who live by the trail. But until you've been out here and been beaten around a little bit and truly know what it's like, you won't ever understand.
We made it to Damascus, Virginia after 26.2 miles and 9 hours 45 minutes, our very own hiker marathon. We walked to the nearest restaurant and indulged in a well-deserved meal. Over the next 2 days, Sly hiked 50 more miles, while Dewlap and Reinert prepared for trail days. All three eventually made it to Mount Katahdin, Maine, the northern terminus of the trail.
And